Let me start with something that might feel a little uncomfortable. You don't attract what you want. You attract the vibration you stabilize. I know, that sounds backwards. It even sounds unfair because you've been taught that if you just want something hard enough, if you think about it, visualize it, hustle for it, reality should respond. But here's the quiet truth you've probably felt your whole life. Sometimes you want something so deeply, and it still slips through your fingers, while other things you didn't even try to manifest, just fall into place, effortlessly. Why? Because reality isn't reacting to your desires, it's reacting to your vibration. Let me tell you a quick story. A few years ago, I was stuck. I kept telling myself, I'm ready for a better life. I'm ready for something new. But everything around me stayed exactly the same. Same patterns, same problems, same version of me, replaying the same timeline on loop. Then one day, almost out of exhaustion, I stopped trying to think positive. I stopped forcing change, and instead, I shifted how I felt inside my body. Just a tiny shift, a subtle release, a calmer baseline, and reality moved. People showed up differently, opportunities aligned, synchronicities fired like GPS markers guiding me forward. Nothing outside changed first. My vibration changed first. Then the world rearranged itself around it. So let me ask you something, and I want you to really sit with this. What if your vibration is the remote control of your reality? What if you've been pressing the wrong buttons? Not because you're broken, but because no one ever explained how the system actually works? Let's go deeper, because once you understand this, you'll never look at your life the same way again. Before we go any further, I need to tell you something that most people never realize, something that quietly shapes their entire life. You don't vibrate randomly. Your vibration isn't a mood. It isn't a feeling that comes and goes. Your vibration is the frequency of the identity you're currently living in. Let me explain that in a way that actually lands. Right now, without even noticing it, you're broadcasting a very specific energetic signature, a version of you. A you that your mind, your nervous system, and your beliefs have agreed is the real you. And reality, your relationships, your money, your luck, your opportunities, they all sync to that version. Not the version you wish you were, not the version you daydream about, but the version you unconsciously assume yourself to be every single day. Think about it. There's a version of you who always feels behind. There's a version of you who's confident and trusting. There's a version of you who expects good things without forcing them. And each of those versions carries a different vibration, a different frequency, a different timeline. And here's the wild part. You can want something with your mind, but if your identity vibrates differently, reality will match the identity, not the desire. You can say, I'm abundant, but if the identity underneath is still surviving, reality mirrors survival. You can say, I'm worthy, but if your baseline self-image vibrates with doubt, reality echoes doubt. So here's the real question. The question that starts to crack open the entire structure of your life. If vibration comes from identity, then how do you change your vibration without changing who you believe you are? And deeper than that, how do you switch identities? How do you step out of the version of you that keeps replaying the same past and tune into the version that already lives the timeline you want? That's where things start shifting from mindset to quantum mechanics. Let's go there, because once you understand why identity controls vibration, you'll finally understand why vibration controls reality. Now, let's drop into the deeper layer, the part that most people feel intuitively but almost no one knows how to explain. Because if identity creates vibration, and vibration shapes reality, then we need to understand why. What's actually happening behind the scenes? Let me offer you a new way to look at your life, not as a straight line, but as a field, a quantum field. In physics, a timeline isn't a single path. It's a probability field, a spread of possible realities that could collapse into form the moment your consciousness locks into a specific state. And that state, that alignment point, is your vibration. Think of vibration as the oscillation pattern of your awareness. It's the emotional tone you stabilize, the belief system you embody, the nervous system response you repeat until it becomes your energetic signature. And here's the key. Your vibration doesn't attract your reality. It selects it. Reality isn't chasing your desires like a magnet. It's syncing to your frequency like a radio tuner. When your vibration matches the station of a timeline, that timeline becomes your lived experience. Everything else fades into background noise. This is why you can think positive all day long and nothing changes. Because thinking isn't the signal, your state of being is the signal. It's not the thought, "I'm safe," that shifts your timeline. It's the nervous system that actually feels safe. It's not the affirmation, "I'm abundant," that changes your reality. It's embodying the version of you who doesn't broadcast scarcity anymore. Your vibration is the decoder ring, the synchronizing mechanism, the anchor point that tells the quantum field, "This is the version of reality I'm available for." So when your vibration shifts, you're not just manifesting something new. You're tuning into a different set of probabilities, a different unfolding of events, a different version of you that already exists in the field. You're not forcing reality, you're syncing with it. And once you understand that, you begin to see the entire illusion. Most people try to change their life by forcing the outside world, instead of stabilizing the frequency that collapses a new timeline. But if vibration is this powerful, why do people struggle to change it? Why does the old frequency keep pulling them back? That's the next layer, and it's not what most people think. Before we go any deeper, we need to clear something up, because this is where most people get lost and accidentally sabotage their own vibration. There are a few myths, old beliefs, old paradigms that keep you stuck in the same frequency even when you're trying to change. Let's break them, one by one. Myth number 1. Vibration is just a feeling. It's not. If vibration were just about how you feel in a moment, your entire life would change every 10 minutes. Feelings come and go. Vibration is what stays. It's the emotional baseline you return to, the pattern that repeats so consistently your nervous system starts calling it home. You can feel happy for a second and still vibrate with fear underneath. You can feel calm for a moment and still carry years of scarcity in your body. Myth number 2. Just think positive. You've been told that if you think good thoughts, you'll get good things. But thinking positive with a low-frequency identity is like spraying perfume on a sinking ship. Smells nice, does nothing. Reality doesn't respond to your motivational thoughts. It responds to the energy beneath them, the belief systems you've embodied without even noticing. Myth number 3. High vibration equals happiness. Not always. Some of the highest vibrational states are deeply neutral, deeply still, almost quiet to the point of emptiness. And some low vibration states can feel deceptively exciting, like anxiety disguised as motivation or chaos disguised as passion. So vibration isn't about good or bad, it's about coherence, how aligned you are with the identity you say you want to live in. The real truth: your vibration is a formula. Emotion plus belief plus body plus identity. All four pieces interact, reinforce, and stabilize each other. And this is why the outside world doesn't shift just because you try harder. Trying harder doesn't change your vibration. It only amplifies the identity that believes everything is difficult. The real transformation begins when you realize this. Reality doesn't change when your thoughts change. Reality changes when you change, which raises a bigger question. If vibration is this complex, if it's built from emotion, belief, body, and identity, then how exactly does your brain hold you in an old frequency? Let's open that door, and trust me. This next part explains everything. All right. Now we're stepping into the part most people feel but can never put into words. Because if vibration isn't just emotion, if it's identity, if it's a full body frequency, then we need to talk about the thing that locks that frequency in place: your nervous system. Let me say this slowly because you need to really hear it. Your nervous system is the stabilizer of your vibration. It decides what feels normal, what feels safe, and what version of you it's willing to support. And once it decides, it will keep pulling you back into that baseline no matter how badly your mind wants something different. Predictive coding, the brain's hidden algorithm. In neuroscience, there's a principle called predictive coding. It means your brain isn't actually reacting to reality, it's predicting it. Your mind preloads what it expects to see, what it expects to feel, what it expects your life to look like based on your past vibration. You're not perceiving the world as it is. You're perceiving the world as your nervous system believes it should be. That's why people repeat the same patterns with different jobs, different partners, different cities. The external world changes, but the vibration running the prediction stays the same. Your brain isn't asking, "What's possible for me now?" It's asking, "What matches the vibration I already know?" Soma memory. When your body remembers the old timeline. Your body stores emotional patterns just like muscle memory. Fear, scarcity, hyper-independence, self-doubt. They live in your posture, your breath, your micro-reactions, your tone of voice. This is why you can say, "I'm confident," but your chest tightens the moment you speak up. Why you can say, "I'm abundant," but your stomach clenches when you check your bank account. Your body is holding the old vibration even when your mind is trying to move on. And reality responds to the body far more than the thoughts. Why changing your vibration feels so hard? Because when you shift your vibration, your nervous system panics for a moment. Not because the new timeline is bad, but because it's unfamiliar. Your brain would rather stay in a predictable misery than step into an unpredictable expansion. That's why the old identity feels magnetic. It's not you holding on, it's your nervous system trying to protect you. But what happens when you start repatterning the system? When you show your brain and body that a new vibration is not only possible, it's safe. That's when everything starts to change. That's when the old timeline begins to fade. That's when reality finally has permission to shift around you. So now that you see how your brain mirrors your vibration, let's talk about how reality mirrors it too. Because once you understand that mechanism, the whole game becomes clear. Now that you understand how your brain stabilizes your vibration, let's take the next step, the part that's both empowering and a little uncomfortable. Because once you see this, you can't unsee it. Your reality is not random, it's a vibrational output. Your experiences, your patterns, your synchronicities, even the coincidences you think are accidental. They're reflections of one thing, the frequency you return to over and over again. Let me give you a picture you'll never forget. Imagine your life is like a TV screen, and your vibration is the remote. If you're tuned into channel 3, you will never see what's playing on channel 27. No matter how badly you want it, no matter how long you stare at the screen, no matter how many vision boards you tape to the wall, reality doesn't give you what you desire. It gives you what you broadcast. You can desire abundance, but if your broadcast is fear, your reality mirrors fear. You can desire love, but if your broadcast is unworthiness, your reality mirrors distance. You can desire opportunity, but if your broadcast is self-doubt, your reality mirrors resistance. And this is why the law of attraction felt incomplete for so many people. Because it skipped the most important part. Reality doesn't attract to you, it synchronizes with you. Your vibration is a signal, your timeline is the response. And when the signal stabilizes, even just a little, the world begins shifting around you instantly. You meet different people. You interpret events differently. You notice chances you used to overlook. You stop tolerating things that drain your frequency. You start seeing the version of reality that was always available, but never accessible until your vibration matched it. This is why two people can walk into the same room and experience totally different worlds. Because they're not perceiving the room, they're perceiving their vibration inside it. Your life is not the movie, it's the projection, which brings us to the next deeper question, a question almost everyone struggles with. If vibration shapes everything, why is it so hard to maintain a higher one? What keeps pulling you back? By now, you can probably feel the truth of it. Vibration shapes perception, perception shapes reality, reality reflects vibration back to you. But there's one question you might be asking. A question almost everyone reaches at this point. If vibration is so powerful, why is it so hard to hold a high one? Why do you have moments where everything feels aligned? Your heart is open, your mind is clear, your chest feels expansive. And then the next day, sometimes the next hour, you slip right back into the same old frequency. Let me be honest with you. It's not because you're weak. It's not because you lack discipline. And it's definitely not because you're bad at spirituality. It's because there are forces inside you, deep, unconscious forces, Gonwood, that keep pulling you back toward the vibration you've lived in the longest. Think of it like gravity. Your old vibration has mass, history, habits, emotional residue. Identity anchors buried so deep you don't even notice them anymore. Your nervous system prefers what's familiar, even if the familiar hurts. Your identity wants to protect what it knows, even if what it knows is limiting. Your emotions recycle old patterns, not because they define you, but because they're memorized. And there's something else too. Something quieter, something almost no one talks about. Sometimes the new vibration feels too big for the old version of you. Too expansive, too unfamiliar, too different from the story you've been telling about who you are. So your system pulls you back, not to punish you, but to protect the identity it thinks is you, which leads us straight into the truth most people never uncover. There is a mechanism, a hidden internal loop that keeps you vibrating at your old frequency even when every part of you wants to rise higher. And once you see how that mechanism works, you'll finally understand why change feels impossible, and why it actually isn't. All right, this is where everything starts to click, because up until now we've talked about vibration, identity, the nervous system. But we haven't addressed the real reason you get pulled back into your old frequency. And the truth is more human, more intimate, and far more powerful than most people realize. Are you ready? Here it is. You're loyal to your old identity, not consciously, not intentionally, but deep down in the quiet places inside you. Your system believes the old version of you is the one that keeps you safe, and that loyalty shows up in ways you don't even recognize. Emotional inertia, the weight of who you used to be. Emotions have momentum. Just like a heavy object rolling downhill, your old emotional patterns keep moving even after you try to stop them. Fear keeps looping because your body memorized fear. Doubt keeps returning because your nervous system learned to brace for impact. Scarcity keeps showing up because your cells literally adapted to surviving, not receiving. You're not doing this consciously. You're not choosing this. Your body is simply repeating what it believes is normal. Identity homeostasis. Your system protects the familiar. Your identity has its own version of homeostasis, a built-in safety mechanism designed to keep you consistent. If you suddenly shift into a higher vibration, your system interprets it as a threat. Wait, this isn't who we are, this isn't familiar, this is unknown territory. So it pulls you back, not because the new frequency is wrong, but because the old one is known. The mind loves clarity, but the nervous system loves familiarity. And familiarity will win every time until you consciously intervene. The self-concept loop. The vibration that echoes through everything. Your self-image is the anchor of your vibration. It's the template your entire system references when deciding how to react, how to feel, how to interpret the world. If your self-image says, "I'm the kind of person who struggles," your vibration aligns with struggle. If it says, "I'm the kind of person who has to earn everything," your vibration aligns with effort and resistance. If it says, "I'm the backup character in my own story," your vibration aligns with invisibility. And because vibration shapes reality, the world reflects that identity back to you again and again, until it becomes a loop that feels impossible to escape. But here's the breakthrough. You can't hold a high vibration while identifying as a low vibration version of yourself. It's not your mindset. It's not your circumstances. It's not your luck. It's your identity. The frequency of who you think you are. And this leads us to the most important shift of all. The moment where real transformation begins. If you want a new reality, you don't raise your vibration first. You change your identity, and your vibration rises automatically. So now the question becomes, how do you shift your identity in a way that naturally elevates your vibration and collapses you into a new timeline? By now you understand the core truth. You don't hold on to an old vibration because you want to. You hold on to it because your identity is built around it. So the question becomes, if your identity controls your vibration, how do you change your identity in a way that actually sticks? Let me introduce you to a framework that has completely changed the way I see human transformation. I call it the Vibrational Identity Shift Model, or simply VISM. It's made of 4 layers, 4 levels that work together like nested frequencies, creating the vibration you live in every day. And once you shift these 4 layers, even slightly, your vibration rises without force, without effort, without pretending. Let's walk through them. Layer 1. Beliefs. Beliefs are not thoughts. They're the codes your system uses to decide what's possible and what's off limits. If you believe the world is unsafe, your vibration collapses into survival. If you believe life supports you, your vibration opens into receptivity. Beliefs rewrite the rules of your reality. They set the range of timelines your system will even consider. This is the foundation. Layer 2. Emotional baseline sophom, the tone your vibration plays. Your emotional baseline is not how you feel occasionally. It's the emotional climate you return to when you're not trying to feel anything. Some people return to tension. Some return to self-criticism. Some return to calm. Some return to openness. Your emotional baseline is like the key of a song. You can improvise and play around, but eventually you fall right back into that home tone. Shift your baseline, and your vibration shifts by default. Layer 3. Soma/body state, the biological frequency anchor. Your body is the instrument. Your vibration is the sound it produces. If your shoulders are tight, your breath is shallow, your chest is guarded, your stomach is braced. Your body is vibrating in survival mode, even if your mind is trying to be spiritual. This is why embodiment matters. Your body must learn the new vibration before your reality can reflect it. Relax the body, stabilize the frequency, shift the timeline. This is physics, not philosophy. Layer 4. Self-image, the identity that decides everything. This is the master layer, the one that overrides all the others. Your self-image is the character you believe you are in your own story. If that character is small, your vibration shrinks. If that character is powerful, your vibration rises. If that character is unworthy, your vibration dims. If that character is seen, supported, guided, your vibration expands effortlessly. Self-image is the lens that determines which timelines you can access and which ones your system blocks out. Because remember, your vibration will always return to the identity you believe is you. What happens? When all 4 layers begin to align, the shift is unmistakable. Synchronicities spike, old patterns dissolve, new opportunities appear without force. You feel lighter, clearer, more grounded. People treat you differently, not because they changed, but because you did. Reality bends in the direction of your new identity. And something else happens too. A phenomenon people in quantum physics call timeline drift symptoms. A strange sense of distance from your old self, loss of interest in past habits, sudden intuitive clarity, disorientation followed by expansion. Mirrored signs showing you're on a new path. These aren't coincidences, they're indicators that your vibration is no longer stabilizing the old version of you. You are shifting. And now that you understand the mechanics of identity, it's time to apply it, to move from theory to embodiment, to learn exactly how to raise and maintain your vibration in a stable way, not just for 5 minutes, but as your new baseline. Now that you understand the architecture of identity and vibration, let's talk about the part that actually changes your life: embodiment. Because vibration isn't changed by thinking, it's changed by becoming. These 7 practices aren't rituals, they're not routines, they're recalibrations, small but powerful adjustments that shift your baseline frequency in a way your body, mind, and identity can support. Let's go through them one by one. 1. The frequency pause. Neutralize the noise. This is the simplest yet most powerful reset. Just stop. For 5 seconds, pause your breath. Drop your shoulders, let your jaw soften. In that tiny moment, your vibration unhooks from survival and resets back to neutral. Neutral is not nothing. Neutral is clarity. Neutral is spaciousness. Neutral is the place where new timelines can finally connect with you. Do this anytime your body tightens or your mind spirals. It's a micro shift with macro consequences. 2. Nervous system repatterning. Teach your body a new frequency. Your body must feel safe before it can feel elevated. Slow exhale breathing, grounding your feet, placing a hand on your chest, relaxing your core. These simple cues tell your nervous system, it's safe to rise, it's safe to expand, it's safe to vibrate differently. When your body relaxes, your vibration lifts without resistance. This is not psychology, this is biology. 3. Identity micro shift. Become 1% more like your future self. Don't try to become your future self all at once. It's too big, too unfamiliar. Your nervous system will reject it. But 1%, that's doable. That's safe. Ask yourself each morning, what is one tiny action my future self would take today? Drink water differently. Walk with a little more openness. Respond to one thing with more certainty. Set one boundary you've been avoiding. Small identity upgrades create massive vibrational shifts over time. 4. Energetic boundaries. Stop absorbing frequencies that aren't yours. Your vibration isn't just influenced by your thoughts, it's shaped by what you allow into your field. Some people drain you. Some environments collapse your frequency. Some conversations lower your baseline. You don't have to cut people out. Just stop letting their vibration override yours. A simple sentence works wonders. I hear you. Let me think about that. Or even quieter, internally reminding yourself, this isn't mine. Protecting your field is one of the fastest ways to raise your vibration. 5. Desire decharge. Desire is not the problem. The charge around desire is when you want something so badly that your whole body tenses around it. Your vibration collapses into lack, into gripping, into clutching. So instead of asking, how do I get it? Ask, how would I feel if nothing was missing? Loosen your grip and your vibration rises instantly. Desire without tension is magnetism. 6. Vibration anchors. Create sensory cues for your new frequency. Your brain loves patterns. Your body loves repetition, so give them something consistent to associate with your upgraded vibration. A song, a scent, a piece of jewelry, a visual on your wall, a specific breathing rhythm. Anchors are frequency shortcuts, tiny reminders that pull you back into your chosen timeline over and over again. Pick one and use it daily. 7. Resonant action. Behave as if the new identity is real. This is the embodiment piece most people skip. You can't think your way into a new vibration. You must act in resonance with it. Resonant action is not fake it till you make it. It's behaving from the frequency you're becoming, even before your reality reflects it. Email the opportunity, take the risk, say no to the thing that drains you. Speak from clarity instead of fear. Each resonant action locks in the new vibration and pulls the new timeline closer. And when you stack these actions over days, weeks, months, your identity shifts. Your vibration stabilizes. Your reality rewrites itself around you. These 7 practices aren't temporary hacks. They're the mechanics of transformation. Use them consistently and you'll notice something profound. Your old frequency stops feeling like home. Your new vibration starts feeling like truth. And reality begins responding faster than you ever imagined. Now that you can raise and stabilize your vibration, it's time to learn how to use it. To navigate timelines consciously and turn vibration into a tool for reading, choosing, and collapsing realities. At this point, you're no longer looking at vibration as a feeling or a mood or a fleeting state you're trying to hold on to. You're starting to see it for what it truly is, your interface with reality, your control panel, your tuning fork to the quantum field. And once you understand that, something powerful opens up. You can read your vibration the same way you would read a compass. Most people misunderstand low vibration. They think it's punishment or failure or evidence that something is wrong with them. But that's not how vibration works. Low vibration doesn't mean you're bad or broken or spiritually off track. It simply means your frequency is out of alignment with the timeline you're trying to access, just like a radio that crackles when you're between stations. Your vibration crackles when you're between identities, and that's all it is, a misalignment signal. Once you start viewing it this way, everything shifts. You stop beating yourself up, you stop spiraling, you stop thinking you lost your progress. Instead, you ask one simple question. What identity am I vibrating from right now? Because reality is never random. It's responsive. It's reflective. It's echoing the frequency you're stabilizing. And when you stabilize the right frequency, the one that matches your chosen timeline, something extraordinary happens. Timeline collapse. You begin to see signs. Strange synchronicities, unexpected openings, people showing up at the perfect moment, patterns breaking faster than seems logical. These aren't coincidences, they're confirmation. They're the quantum field aligning with the identity you've chosen to embody. This is vibration alchemy, the ability to feel the signal, interpret the signal, adjust the signal, and watch reality reorganize around it. And when you combine desire plus identity plus vibration, you create a formula that rewrites your world. Desire gives direction, identity gives structure, vibration pulls the timeline into form. You don't chase, you don't force. You don't hustle for alignment. You tune your frequency and the reality already tuned to that frequency meets you halfway. Now that you understand the alchemy, there's one final piece, the bridge to the next video and the next level of this entire journey. If vibration is your signal, then who is guiding the tuning? What if the version of you living your highest timeline is already trying to reach you? So now, you've seen how vibration works. You've felt the truth of it in your body. You understand how identity shapes your frequency, how your frequency shapes your reality, and how your reality reflects the timeline you're currently tuned into. But there's one question left. A question that changes everything. Who is the version of you that already lives in the reality you want? Because that version exists, not metaphorically, not poetically, but literally, as a conscious pattern in the quantum field. A future self who already made the choices, already stabilized the vibration, already walked the timeline you're trying to reach. And here's the part most people never realize. Your future self is already trying to guide you. Through intuition, through synchronicities, through subtle nudges you keep calling coincidences. Through moments where you just know, this is my path. What if those moments aren't imagination? What if they're communication? What if vibration is the bridge between you and the version of yourself who already knows the way? Because in the next chapter of this journey, we're going to explore exactly that. The timeline sync method. How to receive guidance from your future self. Trust me, you don't want to miss what comes next.